What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. In this week's assignment, we're going to be exploring the nature of sound and its relationship between time, speed, and space. Over the next few minutes, we'll dive into this topic by looking at two clips, one that was intended for broadcast and the other for a short film. We'll start by watching our broadcast clip and analyzing the nature of sound within it.
Most people don't realize in a third world country, if you're in an orphanage, you have to leave at 15 years old. You're out. And most people don't realize that more than 70% of those children end up in prostitution. So I asked the church, what did we really do? We built an orphanage. We take all this money from US and Europe and other Western countries. We build this orphanage. We take care of these children till they're 15 years old. They go into prostitution, they die of AIDS or murder or some kind of disease. What did we do? We really done nothing.
That was some pretty intense information, but the nature of the sound within the clip overall was warm, inviting, and the volume levels were balanced. This is due to both individuals being mic'd up during the interview, so that as the host guides his guest throughout his stories, we get less distractions and can hear clearly what each person is saying. We also have a slight echo, which lets us know, if you're not watching the video, that they probably are talking in an office or a living room type setting, compared to other videos that we might see, and they're recorded in a warehouse or a canyon or somewhere that would produce a larger and more reverberative echo. The producers of the show also took careful note while recording to ensure that there was very little background noise, any shuffling around, and that the audio quality is free from things like chewing, mouth breathing, and electronic interferences or audio feedback. This helps the podcast listeners feel as if they're more immersed in the conversation, maybe even just over on the next chair. Now let's shift our focus over to the film clip and analyze it for a minute.
They still haven't restarted the computer.
Hi, Mr. Johnson. How many times do I have to tell you? Submit a ticket or we can't come over. I'll admit, that was no Hollywood blockbuster, but it was an effort I made to make a cinematic looking and sounding film on a very tight time crunch for a recent course. As the scene begins, telephones can be heard, technicians are talking over one another, as well as their callers, and office sounds begin layering on top of one another after the other, as we hear energy drinks open and printers constantly running. As the shots on screen begin to change, synchronized with the layered sound effects, a sense of urgency and chaos can be felt as the hectic inner world of the film develops. As the volume levels of sound and dialogue change within the shot sequence, we get a sense of spatialization, which is used in film to deepen the audience's understanding of the setting or environment through the audio. In the clip we just watched, although it's very short, the audience can really get a sense that there's an overwhelming amount of work and needs coming into the technician's office. This is on top of all of the sounds already going on, like the printer and faxes that are running in the background. Scenes in film can have a deep, rich dialogue like our broadcast clip did, but we can also create some suspense and a little action or chaos by shifting around those volume levels, layering the effects, and manipulating the channels that our audio is going through. This helps us create a more complex inner world for our characters to exist in. Now let's briefly talk about the relationship of audio to time, speed, and space. The broadcast clip from the Sean Ryan podcast has an even tempo, and the pacing is regulated to the speed of the conversation, making it very clear and inviting so that we can listen to it with or without the video, which is just an added element if you have time to watch along. Our short film audio, on the other hand, is meant to grab the audience's attention and be synchronized with what's visually going on screen, so that the audience can feel or recognize that stress and chaos that the technicians are experiencing during a normal day at the office. The extreme pace of all the requests coming in from every direction to our technicians, layered with the non-stop office equipment running all around them inside the office, really helps us condense time in their inner world, rather than giving us a clear and concise dialogue that would otherwise make the audience think that they had a smooth day at work and it was easier for them to stay on top of tasks. Instead, because of the timing and pace, it gives us this overwhelming sense of the space both inside of the office and their overall campus within the story. Both types of audio, whether it's for broadcast or film, are not merely accessories to production, and when they're overlooked, an audience can really tell. They are truly integral parts to telling the stories at hand. Being intentional with the quality and design of our audio for film and broadcast have a massive impact on our audience's experience. As you continue to explore audio in whatever form you enjoy, I encourage you to listen for clues about the setting, the overall quality, and what sticks out across the different types of audio production out there. And until next time, have a great week. Thanks for watching.